Oh, this game gonna call me out. Let's go. Oh yeah, my name. I need a name, don't I? Is that an I? Y'all see what I'm looking at? Is that an I? This thing. What's that? My name is Althemia. She, her is my pronoun. Ooh, I like this. The text box is in at the bottom. There is a man that follows me. I sit in the cafe, typing at my laptop as I sip the final dregs of my iced coffee. I look up, gazing over the top of the screen to the seat opposite me. He's sitting there. He wasn't sitting there before, but I'm not surprised to see him. He vanishes from time to time. There is a blissful period when he didn't appear for an entire weekend. Still, even when he's not visible, I know that he's always around, watching, waiting. He's a young man, dressed in sharp, crisp clothes. Some might even call him handsome. He crosses one leg over the other and leans back, enjoying the aroma of his espresso before taking a sip. He never takes his eyes off of me. Man, them some mad typing. We some mad typers up in here. I focus my gaze on my laptop screen, trying to avoid looking at his face. I was in the middle of typing a sentence, but I can't remember the continuation. For a minute, I stare blankly at the document, typing, deleting, and retyping the same word over and over as a cold, prickling sensation washes over me. The man finally speaks. His voice is calm but reassured. He talks with the quiet confidence of a university professor.
This is a nice cafe, isn't it? It's your favorite. It's cozy and quiet, and the coffee is good. It's not too expensive either.
I don't respond. The man continues to chat.
All of the employees are kind. They're generous, allowing students to work here for so long.
Oh, the eyes around his neck! What's with the eye? What if I click it here? Oh. I figured out how to save. Oh. Nice. Okay. I don't want to respond to you. You're mean.
Though, you've already been here for 30 minutes. It was fairly empty when you first arrived, but it's going to be crowded soon. People always drop by to kill time before their evening classes. Don't you think it's about time to leave?
I have a drink. The man picks up the plastic cup and shakes it, rattling the ice cubes. He cocks his head and looks at me, raising an eyebrow.
You had a drink.
Yeah, I had a drink. Ruining the mood with the googly eyes. Look into my eyes, Geist. Are these the eyes that you love? Look deep into my googly eye. Look deep into them. I'm thinking about getting some food. Maybe a pastry or a bagel.
Are you? Really? When you're trying to save money, and you have sandwich fixings at home?
I slumped down, leaning my face closer to the screen. as I mashed the keys, filling the document with gibberish, only tangentially related to the topic of the paper. The man sighs.
The employees are too kind. They won't tell you to leave, even if you're being a bother. You're a paying customer after all. A paying customer that sat here for 30 minutes after getting a single coffee and insists on taking up an entire 2-person table for just one person.
No idea why the googly eyes lasted that long. I don't know, but they lasted quite a while. I'll have to check that out after stream.
Let's go home, okay?
One minute later, and I'm tossing my cup in the recycling. I open the door to the cafe. The cold wind outside buffets my face, and chilly droplets sting my skin. Whoa. As I head back to my dorm, the man walks alongside me, a satisfied and jaunty spring in his step. He tries to hold my bag, but I refuse. As he strolls along, he hums merrily. He even reaches out to hold my hand, interlacing his fingers with mine, but I shrug my hand out of his grasp. The drizzle begins to turn into a shower. The man's mood doesn't dampen. He jogs alongside me at an easy pace as I sprint home, shivering as the rain soaks through my clothes. When I unlock the door, the man waits to the side, still watching my face closely. Droplets of water fall from the hair, framing his sunny expression. Before I go inside, he pulls my sleeve and lands a kiss on my cheek.
I was so happy to spend this time with you. I'll see you again soon.
You, sir, make me feel icky. He walks away. When I poke my head into the hallway, he has already vanished. Oh, look at your little kitty. We got your plushie. Why does that make me want to punch him more? Because, I don't know. He makes me feel icky. I'm surprised. Usually he follows me inside. He lingers, preparing tea and snacks and soothing music. Then, after an hour or two, he disappears. I'm always glad when he's gone. That man wasn't always there. I can't remember seeing him when I was in elementary school. Perhaps he was lingering somewhere, watching. But he never came to talk to me. The first time I met him was in middle school, right before the school play. As I huddled backstage, frantically rehearsing my lines, I saw him for the first time. I gazed up to see a boy kneeling beside me. He looked different at that time. He was younger, and he wore a simple collared shirt and a pair of jeans. I thought that he might have been a classmate, but I didn't recognize him. At first, I thought he was strange, but I tried to ignore him. Instead, I focused on the crumpled sheet of printer paper, repeating the words until they rolled off the tongue. Then he spoke. There are so many people watching. Can you imagine what it would be like if you forgot your lines? You're standing on stage in front of a dozen people, flapping your mouth like a dying fish. Ah! I wonder what your classmates would think. They'd probably curse you for ruining weeks of hard work, for being the only wrench in a well-oiled machine. Oh well, I hope that doesn't happen. That would be terrible, wouldn't it? Ah! Half an hour later, as I stood on stage in front of dozens of parents, my mind went blank. I forgot my lines. I choked, tears stinging the corners of my eyes. As I looked around the auditorium, I saw the stranger standing at the back. arms crossed as he leaned against a wall. I couldn't tell if he looked sympathetic or elated. As I walked home, he found me again, skipping alongside me. He held my hand and smiled. I screamed at him. I pushed him away and ran. When he was out of sight, I looked at my palm. He had given me some chocolate. Since then, I've seen the stranger countless of times. He appears anywhere, when I'm walking around outside, when I'm shopping, when I'm in class. The only place that offers me some semblance of refugee is my room, although he still sneaks in there sometimes, invading even my most private of spaces. I don't know his name, but I call him Geist. Well, Geist, I hate you. I lean over my keyboard and groan. No matter what I try, the program won't output the correct answer. After over an hour of tinkering, the result is the same. I look at the clock on the bottom left of the screen, 7:03 p.m. If I recall correctly, there should be computer science tutoring scheduled from 7 to 9 tonight. My fingers twist in my shirt. I've never gone to tutoring before, but the assignment is due at 11 p.m. I bite my lips, staring hard at the code, hoping that some solution will magically appear in my brain. It doesn't. The clock changes. 7:04 p.m. I stand. I can do this. The alternative is missing the assignment and getting a 0 after all. Besides, who goes to tutoring? There probably won't be anyone there. I was wrong. When I was standing outside the door, my resolve falters. I peer in through the shades, covering the window. There are quite a few people inside. At least 10. A familiar, cold hand lands on my shoulder. Geist smiles at me, his expression twisted into something resembling sympathy.
So many people. Better not go in. Let's go home. I'm sure that you can figure it out.
Is the room not open?
I turn. A boy with a wide smile and warm brown eyes is standing behind me. I recognize him. His sky blue Hawaiian shirt decorated with plumerias is difficult to forget. We're in the same lecture. He always sits in the front row. It's my boy, Calais! My islander brethren!
Oh, I got it. No key card, right? I got you.
Ayo, his voice. I recognize that accent. He maneuvers around me and swipes a card through the ID reader. When it clicks, he swings the door open and holds it for me.
After you.
He sounds like my family! Hang on. Just need a moment. Oh my stars! He literally sounds like my family back home. It's so like, I don't know what the words are. Comforting, I guess? Yeah. I take a deep breath and go in. The room is surprisingly crowded, probably because the problem set is due tonight. Several small groups of students are huddled over their laptops in different areas of the room, scrutinizing their screens. A couple stragglers are hunched over the university desktops, typing furiously. There seems to be a single tutor, a pale Japanese guy. He has messy dyed hair, and he's wearing a Tricone University Letterman's jacket. He is leaning on the desk next to one of the stragglers, pointing to the screen as he explains something. I go to a corner of the room and sit between two of the computers. I take out my laptop, rousing it from its slumber and navigating to my code editor. Welcome in, small bento. Geist settles into the chair next to me, crossing one leg over the other. The boy also sits next to me, on the opposite side. He leaves a one computer gap between us. My heartbeat hitches. Is he going to try to talk to me? I just came to get some help with my homework. I'm not ready to make small talk with a stranger. To my relief, the boy just takes out his laptop and starts typing. Need any help? The tutor walks over. His icy eyes flit between us before settling on the boy. The boy gestures to me with both hands.
That person was here first.
Look at you, troubling him. You wouldn't even have come in if he didn't hold the door for you. Let's hope you can talk without tripping over your own tongue like a buffoon.
My cheeks heat up. I frantically click through the pages of web searches, hoping that the tutor doesn't see my open tabs or my bookmarks. Finally, I pull the code editor back up. I'm running into an error, and I can't figure it out. The tutor purses my screen. It takes him less than 2 seconds to spot the issue. Easy one. Here, you've got a less than or equal sign. It should be less than. I make the correction. The tutor waits as I run the program. He directs me through a couple of tests. When he verifies that the code is working as intended, he turns to the boy. Alright, what about you?
If I'm being honest, I don't really know where to start.
Oh my star. I just feel so comforted by the accent, guys. It's just it reminds me of home. Okay. Hello reminds me of home. Also, hey Mandy. The tutor raises an eyebrow and grabs the chair next to the boy, making himself comfortable. Let's see. The palindrome problem? For this one, you need to make a recursive function. I return to my own homework. My brain is particularly slow today. My fingers stumbling over the keys. For some reason, I can't seem to focus on the assignment. 20 minutes pass, and I'm still working on the same problem. Geist leans back in his chair as he reads a novel. The bell jar is emblazoned in elegant curved letters on the cover.
You can't focus because there are too many people here. What if they're all looking at you, seeing how horribly slow you are? Why are you even in this class when you're so terrible at coding?
My mouth tightens into a scowl. Next to me, the tutor has been hovering by the boy the entire time, guiding his charge methodically through the problem. However, it's slow going. Several sheets of paper covered with scrawled diagrams are lying on the desk, but the boy's eyebrows are still furrowed in confusion. The older student sighs, glancing at the other students in the room. I'll be back. Let me help them for a sec. The boy nods in understanding, and Geist claps his book shut, demanding my attention.
Why don't we go home? You got what you came for. We can finish in peace and quiet at the dorms.
Maybe I want to try to get some social interaction, Geist. You ever thought of that? Maybe I want to break out of my shell? Maybe. Huh. I grit my teeth. I want to stuff Geist's book down his throat. But then I hear something weird. The boy is making a strange, pitiful sound in his throat. He sounds kind of like a whining puppy. He stares at the computer in dejection. His frown's so deep that it looks like a rain cloud crossed over his face. I eye his screen. Every time he runs his program, it freezes, refusing to budge until he force closes it. I look a little closer. Oh, he forgot to increment the counter variable. Should I say something? It's an easy enough fix, but... My throat feels dry.
You'd better not. Can you really explain yourself clearly? You're just going to make him more confused.
Watch me!
Besides, he didn't ask for your help. Why do you want to stick your nose somewhere it doesn't belong? If anything, he'll think you're a creep who's spying on him.
Geist's voice squeezes my vocal cords. It's difficult to breathe, let alone speak. I want to offer to help. The boy looks up, eyes brightening in interest. I edge closer. He scoots over to make room for me. There. You didn't increment your counter variable, so the loop never stops running.
Ah, so that's what it was.
He types the correction and runs the program. It runs without freezing, even though it doesn't output the correct answer.
You saved me. Oh, thank you. What's your name? I'm Calais.
I'm Althemia.
Nice to meet you. We're in the same lecture, right? I'm pretty sure I've seen you around.
I nod my head, my eyes inadvertently skirt around his face, avoiding direct contact. We return to our respective problem sets. Once or twice he reaches out to me with a question or asks me what problem I'm working on. Every time he opens his mouth, my stomach does a backflip. Slowly, the other students file out of the room. Soon, Calais and I are the only ones left. The door opens. A female student hovers in the doorway. She's dark-skinned. Her umber hair fills in coils, framing her face. She's wearing a bright blue tricorn university sweatshirt, a pair of dark wash jeans, and a white backpack. When she sees Calais and me, her eyes widen in surprise. She talks to the tutor, letting the door close behind her. Oh, are you still busy? Ah, yeah. And take your time, I'll be over here. Calais' eyes widen, and he waves enthusiastically at the older student. She smiles and waves back. The older student goes to the other side of the room and sits in a chair. She slings her backpack over the back of the seat before taking a book out of her bag and starting to read. Do you know her?
Yeah, she's a TA from one of my other classes. Super nice and so smart. She gave me a lot of advice about the courses and teachers in the bio department.
I eye the clock, 9:15 p.m. I've been here too long. The tutor is only paid to stay on the clock until 9. I start to pack my things. I'm not done, but I'll just have to finish it up somewhere else. Next to me, Calais seems to have the same idea. I thank the icy-eyed upperclassmen and exit the computer lab. I check my phone again. 9:20 p.m. now. I still have an hour and a half to finish up and submit. I should go to the library. I can't waste valuable time walking back to my dorm. 1 second, guys. Before I have the chance to put on my headphones, Calais jogs up beside me, his backpack bouncing on his shoulders. I instinctively tense up.
Hey, you still get some homework to do, right? Do you want to work on it together?
Okay. I'm so taken aback that I can't even think to refuse. He beams.
Shoots! Comrades until 11.
I have no idea what's going on.
Gee, it's done.
Oh, shoot. Is it 11 already? Oh! Clay and I both slump on the table, relieved. 10:52 p.m. We submitted our assignments just in time.
Thanks for doing it with me. I don't know what I would have done without you.
I can't resist, smiling, hoping that I don't look overly awkward. It was fun. Well, as fun as doing homework could be. Clay is easy to talk to and jokes around a bit while still taking his work seriously. Coding didn't come easily to him initially, but once things start to click, he began to breeze through the problems much more easily. I was worried that it would be a one-sided affair, but he ended up helping me as much as I helped him. As I close out of my coding editor, I side-eyed the blonde man sitting next to me. To my surprise, Geist is silent as a mouse. When we were finishing our homework, I noticed him glaring at the two of us over the top of the bell jar, but the blonde man didn't say a word. Even now, no venomous quips escape his lips. He just stares at Calais, face twisted in an expression of vague irritation.
It's this late? Oh, gotta go. Early morning tomorrow. See you in class.
See ya. He smiles as he waves goodbye. After he leaves, my chest feels light. Sometimes good things do happen, even to people like me. Sometimes the sun does come, even to a place where it always rains. I have to keep myself from humming as I pack up my own belongings. When I exit the library, the air is chilly, nipping at my nose and cheeks. It's completely dark and mostly empty, the lamps casting eerie pools of light over the main plaza as I go down the library steps. Geist follows a step behind, matching my every stride. I steer my gaze ahead, trying to ignore him. Geist, Geist, Geist. Go away, Leafy Bee. I take my headphones from around my neck and snap them over my ears. A welcoming shield from the cold. I take out my phone and select my listening material of choice. Music. I open up my playlist of piano cover songs. The soothing instrumentals envelop my ears, drowning out the world. I turn towards the path leading down to my dorms, but something catches my eye. Someone's waving at me, a girl wearing a white hoodie, her hair tossed into a loose bun. I recognize her, although I don't know her name. We're in the same classics seminar. What should I do? Should I wave? Should I pretend I don't see her and walk past? Let's wave. I tentatively raise my hand, keeping it close to my body. Her eyes flash over me for a second before she looks past me, waving more enthusiastically. I look over my shoulder. Another girl is jogging out of the library. It feels like someone dunked my heart into ice water. I hurriedly retract my hand, pretending that I'm adjusting the straps of my backpack, but I know that it's already too late. Geist's voice is piercing, effortlessly penetrating the headphones that are shielding my ears.
How humiliating. How could you have ever thought she was waving at you? You barely know her. You've talked to her a couple of times. That doesn't mean you're friends.
Shut up! My mouth tightens and my eyes burn. He's right. Of course she couldn't have been waving at me. We barely know each other. We're not friends. I turn up the volume on my phone and walk faster. I just want to get home as quick as possible. However, even with my headphones blaring over my ears, Geist's voice still haunts me.
That's right. Pretend that you don't see anyone. Pretend that you don't hear anyone. If you don't talk to them, they'll never hurt you.
I get up unusually late the next morning. Well, morning is probably generous. It's afternoon by the time I put down my phone and roll out of bed. After getting home, I stayed up until 4 a.m. on socials. I didn't even process what I was looking at. I just scrolled. I can't hold my newborn kitten in one hand. Famous influencer acts like a jerk for the 15th time this week. Modern dating sucks and we'll all die alone. Well, geez, that last one's a little bit morbid. It was stupid and pointless, but I just wanted to escape, to overload my brain with so much stimulation that I could forget my troubles. I sit up, my head aches, my stomach growls, clawing at my insides. Well, I guess I should eat something. When I enter the cafeteria, a menagerie of scents assault my nose. There's a typical array of brunch items: eggs, pancakes, sausage, fruit, and yogurt. There's also a limited selection of normal lunch dishes. I pursue the menu that's posted near the entrance. Usually, I grab something quick and portable that I can take to the park or to my dorm room, like a smoothie or a packaged sandwich, but today I eye the hot food stations. My mouth is watering. I would have to eat at the cafeteria, but I look around the hall. There aren't too many people here, just a couple of stragglers. It's late for lunch, so most of the students have already come and gone. My grumbling stomach wins out over any reservations I have about eating in public. I really want to eat the macaroni braised pork goulash. I don't know what that is, but it sounds good. The student worker dishes out some goulash with a side of macaroni. I take it to the table in the corner. I pick up a chunk of meat in my spoon, savoring the spicy scent of caraway seeds. The broth is rich and hearty, and the meat melts in my mouth. It only takes me a few minutes to finish half of the dish.
It's you! Mind if I sit here?
Jimmy fucking crickets, Calais! You scared the shit out of me! I almost choke on my food. Yeah? You scared me too! Calais is standing next to me, holding a tray with a grilled cheese sandwich, a container of sweet potato curly fries, and a glass of cola. I raise a hand to cover my coughs and gesture to the seat in front of me. Calais beams and sits down.
Didn't think I'd see you here. Did you manage to get any sleep last night?
No, absolutely not. A bit. How much has my dog perked? You know, she's actually not paying me any attention. She's just chilling under my desk right now. For those that don't know, my dog's name is Kalea. I wanted to give her a Hawaiian name to match the names that my fam has. So, yeah. She's also our mascot, chilling over there right across from me. I'm barely able to get the words out. I'm still frazzled by the sudden intruder at my table.
We see what happened because you decided to sit here. Now this guy found you, and you'll have to eat the rest of your lunch trying to have awkward small talk with someone you barely know.
Man, get out of here, Geist! The familiar blonde man is sitting next to me, sipping an iced coffee. He glares at Calais. He looks like he wants to strangle the boy. Calais sets his tray down and takes a big bite of his sandwich, melting cheese oozing between his fingers and onto his plate. He chews and swallows before speaking.
Man, comp sci is so much tougher than I thought it'd be. I took it because I thought it would be easier than taking an actual math class. But somehow it's even worse.
Ew, math. He pushes his container of sweet potato fries towards me. When I shake my head, he takes a fry and chomps it in half.
How's it for you? Hard?
It's not bad. It's not too bad. Calais nods, taking another bite of his sandwich. I look down. He only just sat down, but the chat is already petering out. I can't keep up a conversation with this guy. I can only hope that he'll eat quickly and leave me alone. Calais puts his grilled cheese down. He wipes his fingers on his napkin before taking out his phone.
Hey, do you mind if I add you on TryMessage?
Is TryMessage like the messaging app?
None of my friends are taking comp sci, so I don't have anyone to suffer with me. Please?
How could I say no to that face? Oh, yeah. Before I can even process what he asked, I'm already fumbling with my phone. I'm already fumbling my phone out of my pocket. I nearly drop it.
What's your ID?
Oh, no. My pulse quickens as I open the app that I have never opened before. Ah. On the inside, I'm screaming. It's prompting me to make an account. Geist has finished his coffee. He crosses his legs, turning sideways on the chair to face me with an amused smirk on his face.
Oh no. Better not let Calais see that. He'll find out that you're a hopeless loner. After all, you didn't even bother making an account because you don't have a single friend to add on TryMessage.
I'm ready to come through the screen and just, rip that chain off your neck. Sorry, give me a sec. Forgot to update my phone. It's auto-updating now.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Oh, my stars, the accent. It just comes out with certain words and I can hear it and it's... Oh. Oh. I drop my phone under the table and frantically input my information. It feels like I'm dismantling a bomb.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
Oh, guys, don't do that to me. Oh, that was Scarlet who had patted me. Hi, Scarlet. I want to strangle the smirking blonde man. I also want to strangle the smirking blonde man. Me. Virtual me. I hurriedly changed my PFP to a random picture from my downloads. No, I just didn't realize it was you. Otherwise, I would have said hi sooner. I didn't notice that you were in the stream. My bad. Oh no, I made the chat. Hang on. I just made the chat. I made the chat pause. There we go. I fixed the chat. I got it.
Shoot.
We add each other on TryMessage. His PFP is a banana wearing sunglasses, and the tag under his name simply says "Living Life."
No way.
What? What? What way? What? Did I do something wrong? Is my profile weird?
Is that Detective Dog?
Woof. Woof. Woof, woof, woof. I look closer at the picture that I chose for my PFP. Calais is right. I had inadvertently chosen a fan art of the main character from my favorite movie series, Detective Dog. I can feel my cheeks burning and my heart sinks. Next to me, Geist is doubled over, chuckling uncontrollably. Ooh, I just hate you, Geist.
Wow, you didn't even make it 10 minutes before showing him what a weirdo you were. An adult that still watches cartoons for children. Might as well tell him that you still wet the bed too.
Shut up! For 5 seconds, my guy. Just for 5 seconds. I just thought the art was nice. I don't.
I love Detective Dog.
Huh? Yay! What?
What?
Oh, in your face, Geist!
I used to watch that series so much when I was a kid. I stopped watching the movies for a while, but I was feeling nostalgic last year and I started to watch them again.
Yay!
They're actually so much better than I remembered. And I noticed so much about them that I didn't appreciate when I was younger. Like how Dog's addiction to dog treats is a metaphor for alcoholism, and how the tyranny that the cats have over the city is based on imperialism. What?
I don't even know what this is, but I'm just like so happy that we made a friend.
And when Dog stops wearing his collar, he's freeing himself from both his abusive relationship with his wife and the generational trauma that the cats have inflicted on his family.
I just want to fan out so bad right now. As Calais continues to chatter about the symbolism of the third Detective Dog movie, I'm at a loss for words. I've only met a handful of people who still remember Detective Dog. I can still see their expressions of derision in my mind, poisoning my love for the franchise. I've never met anyone who saw it as anything more than a silly children's cartoon before. Calais gradually stops talking. He rubs the back of his neck, apparently realizing how long he had been rambling.
Oops. I got a little excited. People don't really remember Detective Dog, you know? What's your favorite entry in the series?
Oh, I guess the 5th Detective Dog versus the Virtual Phantom. I thought the surrealism of the film was so interesting, and for once it focused less on the mystery and more on Dog's past as part of the police force and the guilt and trauma that he has as a result. It's also the first film that really explores the corruption inherent in the dog society without blaming everything on the cats. Calais leans forward, sipping at his soda as he nods. I try to restrain myself, but the words tumble out of my mouth before I can catch them. Before long, I'm subjecting Calais to a 30-minute long spiel about symbolism of the bananas in the film. Still, he never looks annoyed or disinterested. He listens the entire time in rapt attention. When I'm done, he brings up his own thoughts, and soon we're engaged in a lively conversation about the use of food metaphors in the series. Before I know it, it's already 3 p.m. We take our plates to the tray return together, and then we start walking back to the dorms. He lives in the building next to mine. We wave to each other. I take my ID to swipe into the building. It is only then that I realize that Geist has been standing next to me the entire time. He's eerily quiet. His face is cold as a block of ice. He follows me into my dorm room without saying a word. Even as I start on my classics homework, Geist lingers. He crosses his arms and leans against the back wall watching me. This is a first for him. When he follows me inside, he usually clings to me and doesn't stop talking until he decides to leave. Did I just get a phone call? Well, gotta have Saribot in here because I was not paying attention. This is a first for him. Oh wait, did I already read this? Well, I'll read it again. This is a first for him. Oh yeah, I did read this. I open up my textbook. Fine, it doesn't matter if he stays, just as long as he's quiet. I spend the afternoon and the early evening doing my homework. And during that time, Geist doesn't leave, but I ignore him. My mind is still running with cheerful memories of my lunch with Calais. When it gets dark, I sneak out to the common room and make myself some pasta. I lie on my bed, my stomach full of cheap carbs. I fish my phone out of my pocket and unlock it. The try message icon catches my attention amidst a mess of apps on my homepage. I click the icon and navigate to Calais. I press on the box to start typing a message. However, when the keyboard pops up, my fingers start tremble. Ah! I need to turn whatchamacallit. The mattress creaks. Geist has left his home against my back wall. He's lying on his side next to me. His head propped up on one hand, he smirks.
What are you doing? He just asked for your info to be polite. He doesn't actually want to be your friend. He doesn't like you. Why would he?
Because I'm awesome, that's why. Who wouldn't want to be my friend, Geist?
This afternoon, he was just tolerating you. He was being nice, listening to you blabber ad nauseum about things he couldn't care less about. If you text him, he'll just shudder and think, this person again? So soon. How clingy are they? Save him some headache. Don't text him.
My hands freeze up. What if Geist is right? What if Calais really was just being nice? If I text him, I'll be a bother. But I'ma text it. Watch me. Text Calais. I flop onto my side, facing away from Geist. He snorts. What do I say? I can't sound too casual. We're not that friendly. But I shouldn't sound too formal either. Should I add emojis? How many? Should I say hi, or hello, or hey? Would thanks or thank you be better? Should I apologize for talking so much, or should I thank him for listening? After typing and retyping the message several times, I eventually come up with something that I'm happy with. Hi, sorry to bother you. I just wanted to say it was really fun talking to you today. Thanks. As soon as I hit the send button, I smashed my head into the pillow. Geist sighs.
Oh, could you be any more awkward? What is this? A thank you email after a job interview? The social ineptitude is dripping off your text.
Shut the fuck up! I groan. I wish there was an unsend button. I wish I had a mute button for Geist. My phone buzzes. I squeeze my eyes shut, smothering my face with the pillow as I get ready to look at the screen. Hey, you texted me. Yay. No, I should thank you. It was super fun talking about Detective Dog. Dog buds. Woof. Oh, wait, that's a cat. Yeah, it is. Woof. Woof, woof, woof. Calais sends a cute sticker of a dog lying on a beach. I respond with a sticker of a dog lying under a blanket, saying that he doesn't want to go to work. We trade stickers like that for a few minutes until our chat log is a veritable dog park. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask, are you gonna go to tutoring Monday?
Don't do something that you'll regret.
I glare at Geist. Man, I get so happy. And then this dude, this twat muffin opens his mouth. And then I'm just like, sad. I'll be there. Yay, I'll see you there. I drop my phone on the blanket and roll onto my stomach. My heart is racing, but it's not from nervousness. For once, I actually feel happy, excited even. Looking forward to Monday. Calais and I go to tutoring together on Mondays and Fridays. Afterwards, we usually grab a late night snack. We also text a lot between classes. In the evenings, on the weekends, we chat about a lot of things, though our conversations usually gravitate towards movies. He loves talking about film even more than me, if that's possible. It seems like he has watched every movie produced in the last 30 years, ranging from rom-coms to biopics to horror. My friendship with Calais is so easy that it's almost scary. Chatting with him feels like I'm being carried down a gentle river by the movement of the water. It's not difficult or forced, unlike what I'm used to. I think that Calais is cute. Clay is cute. I don't think he would ever be interested in me that way, but a month after I start going to tutoring with Calais, I'm sitting at my desk scrolling away on my laptop. I often spend my Saturday evenings browsing random online marketplaces. It's relaxing and it feels a bit like a treasure hunt. I've snagged quite a few vintage DVDs for bargaining bin prices. Right now, I'm searching for my white whale. I've invested countless hours searching for this movie, but to no avail. My eyes brighten. I finally find what I've been looking for. Young Detective Dog, The Adventure Begins. It's not a part of the original Detective Dog timeline. Instead, it was a minor film that was released direct to video, detailing Detective Dog's impoverished origins as a street puppy. It's a valuable piece of Detective Dog canon, filling the gap between the prequel series before Detective Dog and the Butler-era comics detailing his life as a servant to a noble cat family. Young Detective Dog was outsourced to a smaller animation studio. As a result, it never received that much marketing and only a limited number of prints. It's the only Detective Dog film that I haven't managed to get my hands on, until now. I don't even look at the cost that carefully. I've been searching for this film for months. I'm willing to pay almost any price. As I'm checking out, my phone buzzes. Hey! So you know we were talking about the Mad Gun sequel yesterday? Do you want to go see it? I was thinking about going tomorrow. Oh, the new Mad Gun movie. Calais and I had chatted about it on our way back to the dorms. Admittedly, I wasn't a fan of the Mad Gun franchise, but I had read rave reviews about the new sequel. I couldn't deny that my interest was piqued. I'm about to text OK when a hand drops onto my phone. The pale, tapered fingers wrest the device from my grasp. Geist strolls to the other side of the room, waving the phone idly.
You'd better not.
Can I have my phone back? Give it back. Give me my phone back. Why not? I can spend time with whoever I want. Geist comes back and leans against the side of my desk.
Texting is easy. You have time to think about what you'll say, and there's no pressure to answer right away. Going to tutoring is fine too. After all, you're mostly working on homework. But going out with him will be different. You'll have to talk to him the entire time. Can you really do that?
I mean, that's what we've been doing for most of the time anyways. It should be fine. I snatched the phone out of Geist's grasp. However, when I open my try message, my palms are sweaty. What if Geist is right? I tell Calais... Okay. I grit my teeth, making conversation... Making conversation is no big deal. I can do it. Talking with Calais is easy anyway. I'd love to go. Great. I'll come pick you up at 11? I respond with a thumbs up. Geist leans over me, his displeasure slathered over his face. He smells like mint, sharp and cold.
I warned you. Just wait. You'll see what happens.
Okay, what the fuck you plan on doing to me? I pick up my pillow and throw it at him, but he's already gone. I sit on my bed, breathing hard. The blonde man is gone, but the butterflies in my stomach aren't going away. Instead, they're just flapping their wings more and more violently, turning my guts into soup. I hope that Geist is wrong.
Man, that was awesome. I was wondering if it was gonna be some cheap cash grab. considering it's been 20 years since the last installment. But it was really interesting. I liked how the original protagonist became the mentor to the next generation.
As we exited the cinema complex, Kalei's eyes lit up. He pointed to the food court, the bright signage beckoning us inside.
Ugh, I'm starving. Wanna grab some grinds?
What's grinds? I am hungry. I feel like eating a ramen. I go to the ramen shop and order a vegetarian ramen. Vegetarian. Yeah. Can I be a vegan? I don't want to be a vegan. Minutes later, I carry a tray with the bowl back to the table. Kalei is already sitting down. A glistening bowl of rice topped with spicy mayo slathered tuna is sitting in front of him. He splits his chopsticks.
That looks pretty action. Anyway, that was so good, right? I especially like the scene where the sergeant finally puts down his uniform.
Oh, it's pigeon! I'm dumb. Grinds means delicious food. I feel a little dumb. Anyways.
Sorry, I did it again. I talk so much. My friends usually have to tell me to shut up.
No, keep talking. Oh, it's okay. I like listening to you.
Really?
Yeah. He looks embarrassed.
Oh, thanks. That's nice of you. No one has ever said that to me before. What do you think of the movie?
I like the themes. I really like the themes, considering that the sergeant's entire goal in the original series of films was to prove himself to his father. I thought it was fitting that in this film he found peace with himself and his accomplishments despite never receiving his father's approval. Kalei nods, listening intently as he chewed on a slice of pickled radish. We talk about the movie for several minutes, but the conversation quickly slows down. To be honest, I'm not all that familiar with the Mad Gun series. I watched the original films years ago, and I just read the synopsis as a refresher. The movie was excellent, but it was just a very solid, entertaining action film overall. I can't think of much to talk about. But yeah, it was really good. I'm glad that we came to see it. My voice trails off. Clay grins sheepishly and takes a bite out of his poke bowl before washing it down with a sip of Coke. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Uh-oh, the conversation stopped. What will you do now?
Go away! I can figure this out. He's standing behind me. He slides his hands across my shoulders, tracing my clavicle. It feels like he's about to grab my throat and strangle me.
See? I told you that this would happen.
It's fine. I can figure this out.
He's getting bored. He's realizing that you're not the interesting person that he thought you were. Soon he'll regret ever inviting you to hang out with him.
No, he won't. My skin feels cold. I look at Kalei. He's looking at a nearby shop selling rice balls. He's probably thinking about how boring this conversation is, how much he regrets inviting me out, how much he regrets being my friend. I take another bite, but it's hard to swallow. The food feels like glue in my throat. I want to vomit.
Why don't you excuse yourself to the bathroom? Stay in there a while. And when you come out, you can pretend that you got food poisoning.
No.
At least that way he'll think that you're miserable company because you're ill, and not because you're just a miserable person.
I'm not a miserable person. I managed to choke down the bite of food. Geist is right. It wouldn't even be a lie. My food is settling uneasily in my stomach. I place my hands on the underside of my seat, getting ready to scoot back from the table.
Do you ever wonder what life would be like if you were the last person alive?
What? My retreat is interrupted by Kalei's sudden interjection.
No, like, seriously. Post-apocalyptic movies always focus on the survival aspect. But what if that's not the problem? Assume you've got a shelter and all the food, water, and electricity you want. But you're completely alone. You've got all this time on your hands. What would you do with it?
Is that what he's thinking about? The hypothetical apocalypse? What made you think about that all of a sudden? That's random.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes these thoughts pop up in your head, you know? And they just keep scratching at the inside of your skull until you let them out.
He takes his hat off and ruffles his hair, looking a little embarrassed. He puts the hat back on. I guess I would... I don't know, honestly. No. I guess I'll just stay out. Should watch all the movies I can before I die. Yeah, actually. I'd watch all the movies I can't. Oh, wait. Go away. So I can actually read. I don't want to travel. I don't like traveling. I don't like it. So I ended up stuck on the mainland for so long. I'd watch all the movies I can before I die. All the things that I normally wouldn't have time for. Witness the last remnants of humanity's existence before it all disappears. What about you? What would you do if everyone disappeared on you?
I guess I would travel around and look for people.
Well, he would travel. What? I thought that you said that you were the last person alive. You already know that there aren't any other people, right?
Well, I think if I actually believed that, I wouldn't be able to handle it. Knowing that I'm all alone in this huge world. If I keep searching, then I can hope that I'll find someone someday. Even if it doesn't happen, the thought would keep me alive. You know?
I think I understand what you're saying, yeah. I understand Kalei's feelings, but I can't relate. I've thought more than once that if I was all alone in the world, then it wouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't have to worry about dealing with anyone. My mind could finally stop screaming at me. I could finally be at peace.
Sorry for killing the mood with that weird question.
I shake my head. No, well, it was kind of weird, but I get it. Sometimes you can't control your thoughts, and it was an interesting question. I just needed some time to think about it. Kalei chuckles awkwardly and leans forward.
How's your food? Ooh, looks cherry.
Oh, it's good. Do you want a bite? Somehow I feel a little more relaxed. Kalei's bizarre question had knocked me out of the maelstrom of my thoughts. Is this supposed to go black? He hadn't been obsessing about me or my shortcomings. He had just been in his own head, wondering about something that had nothing to do with me. I almost laughed. Of course Kalei wasn't focused on me the entire time. I'm not the sun. He doesn't revolve around me. He has his own random fleeting thoughts. After we finished lunch, we dropped by a charity store and browsed through their used DVDs. We don't talk the entire time, but at the very least, I don't feel tempted to run to the bathroom when the conversation slows down. When I flop onto my bed later that evening, exhaustion envelops my body, but it's a different kind of exhaustion than normal. A good kind of exhaustion. And there. I admired the concluding paragraph to my classics paper. It came out rather well, if I do say so myself. I'm spending another Saturday evening at the library, as I often do. It's been a couple of weeks since Kalei invited me to go to the movies. It's already 10 p.m. I groan. Hopefully, I have something in my dorm room to eat for dinner. I pack up my laptop, books and papers scattered over the desk and head to the library exit. As soon as I open a library door, I freeze. What do I see? There are hundreds of people outside. The plaza is filled with blaring music. It's a boisterous rock song with dramatic crescendos. The theme song from a recent Halloween-themed blockbuster.
It's Halloween. They must be having a party.
Geist is standing next to me. He strides in front. When he's standing at the end of the steps, he turns back towards me and bows, gesturing towards the crowd with one arm. He's acting like he's ushering in my arrival to a royal ball.
Shall we go?
No. I don't want to go. There's too many people. No. I take a step down. My legs are shaking. There are so many people. They swarm around me, pressing against my body. The smell of smoke is sickeningly sweet, wrapping around me like a vice. A tall student rams into my shoulder, spilling a few drops of beer on my hoodie. I try to breathe, but no matter how deeply I inhale, it feels like my lungs are being filled with sand. I take a step. It's like I'm wading through mud. The music is so loud, I can't even hear myself think. There are flashing lights everywhere. The students are wearing glow sticks around their necks and wrists. They look like fireflies swaying in the dark. Where's Geist? For once I look around for him, aching to see that blonde head, a familiar beacon in a sea of shadows, but he's nowhere to be found. My vision is getting blurry. The shadows of the students around me all blend together, pressing against me, squeezing the breath from my lungs. My legs buckle and soon I'm kneeling on the pavement. I try to stand back up, but I'm shaking too much. If I move, I'll topple over. My heart is pounding, beating like a war drum. I feel like I'm going to be sick. I look up. Everyone is staring. They look down at me, their eyes driving into me like knives. Some of them turn to each other talking, gossiping about me.
Here you are, the center of attention, the star. Go on, put on a show. Show them what a mess you are.
I can't see him, but I know that Geist is behind me. It's getting hard to hear. It's getting hard to see, too. It feels like I'm drowning in the depths of the ocean. The only thing that I can hear clearly is Geist's sardonic voice whispering in my ear. The only thing that I can feel clearly is his breath against my neck. I'm gasping for breath. I'm suffocating.
Hey, are you okay?
Clay. A fuzzy figure is kneeling in front of me. I can't see who it is. My vision is too blurry. When I don't reply, he puts a reassuring hand on my shoulder, urging me to stand.
Come on, let's sit down somewhere.
He tugs on my sleeve, leading me through the people surrounding us. As we walk, the crowd thins, the music quiets, and the smell of smoke weakens. He opens a door and guides me inside. I look around. My mind is still fuzzy, but I can tell that we're back in the library foyer. The boy sits me down on one of the couches. It's hard to focus. I try to concentrate on his feet. I can only think about one thing. Why is this guy wearing socks with sand? That is extremely common in Hawaii, I cannot lie. Sorry, Jay, I didn't mean to ignore your hydrate, but I did not have a drink on hand and I didn't want to shatter the mood just yet. But voila, I have hydrated. That was a very accurate representation of an anxiety attack. At least that's how it feels when I go through an anxiety attack. As someone who actually does go through social... I actually have been diagnosed with social anxiety. And that was very accurate. A little too accurate for comfort, but that was very accurate. Of course, everyone's I drank too much and went down the wrong pipe a little bit. But of course, everyone's going to have like different experiences with it, but at least that was accurate for me. It's quiet now. So quiet that I can hear how fast my heart is beating. It's still racing, thrumming in my ears like a hummingbird's wings. My skin feels cold and clammy. Now, those I don't have. I know people that go through that, though. When they have the whole shabam of their skin feeling cold and clammy.
Do you mind if I sit with you?
I don't mind.
Okay, wait here. I'll be right back.
Where are you going? He returns a few minutes later, setting a cold bottle of water against my shin. The chilly condensation tingles against my skin, grounding me. I look up. Kalei's brow is furrowed with worry. It doesn't suit his face. Normally so sunny and cheerful, guilt gnaws at my chest.
Are you sick? Did you drink too much? Or are you having a panic attack?
Huh? How'd you know? A panic attack. I had never considered that before. I had similar episodes in my past, but I just told myself that everyone feels nervous sometimes. My episodes were normal. I was normal.
Now he knows that you're a freak. Someone who can't even handle normal life. A person who's constantly on the verge of a complete mental breakdown.
Shut up. I hate him. Geist is sitting next to me on the couch, arm draped around my shoulders. His cold fingertips are tickling my earlobe. It feels like I'm being buried alive. I think I'm having a panic attack. I say it quietly, the words stumbling over my tongue. I almost don't want Kalei to hear. It's strange, labeling what is happening to me like this. Part of me is glad to give it a name, to put a face on this monster that has tormented me for so many years. Part of me is terrified of this label, this brand singeing my skin, marking me as someone irreparably broken.
Got it. Okay. Breathe with me, okay? In. Whew, out. In. Out. Good job. Can I hold your hand?
Yes. I nod. He grasps my hand and squeezes it. His hand is warm and reassuring as he leads me through some deep breaths.
You're okay. Everything is going to be okay. Whew, I'm here for you. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh. Oh. He repeats this over and over as he continues to help me breathe. With each reassurance, it feels like a rock is lifted off of my chest. Once I've calmed down, Kalei gives my hand one final squeeze before letting go.
How you feeling? All right.
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you.
Do you want to go home? Are you going to be okay walking through the crowd?
No, most definitely not. I nod again. Kalei helps me to my feet. I follow closely behind him as he leads me back out into the masses of people. It's still suffocating, but it's different this time. Kalei walks in front of me, parting the crowd like the Red Sea. Meanwhile, I focus on the plumerias on Kalei's back, counting each flower petal. By the time that I'm finished, we're out of the We're ordered a... And by the time that I'm finished, we're out of the heart of the gathering. There are only a few stragglers surrounding us now. I let out the breath that I didn't know that I was holding. I jog up to Kalei's side. I'm sorry for bothering you. My cheeks are burning. I want to disappear, to crawl into some hole that leads straight to the center of the earth and never come back out.
It's no problem at all. I wanted to get some air anyway. Big parties like this aren't usually my thing.
Geist sidles up next to me, his hands in his pockets.
Look at you. You've completely ruined his night. He could have had fun with everyone else, but he had to babysit you.
Aw, thank you for subscribing with the Prime sub, small bento. Everybody in chat is just, every time Geist opens his mouth, all I see in chat is the floods of I hate him. We all unite to fight the terror that is Geist. Everybody fight, fight, fight. We're gonna fight Geist. All together now. We're gonna fight, fight, fight. My hands hover around the headphones slung around my neck. I want to put them on, but it would be too rude of Kalei here. I'm not usually like this. I'm a little embarrassed that I acted like this in front of you. Kalei doesn't look surprised. Instead, he dons a strange expression of grim understanding.
It happens to a lot of people. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
What a liar. It happens to a lot of people. Who, exactly? Has he ever even met anyone as freakish as you?
I'm your friend. I'm here to support you. Always.
Oh, how generous. He's offering to be your crutch because of how fragile you are.
Kalei kicks a stone lying in the path. It skips down the cement, landing in a nearby patch of flowers.
One of my relatives has a panic attack sometimes. She's brilliant. One of the smartest and kindest people I know. But she feels things a lot, you know? And it can be overwhelming. So sometimes she just needs a few minutes to process her emotions, and I hold her hand and talk her through it. It's no big deal at all.
No big deal? Collapsing in the middle of a crowd and troubling everyone was no big deal? I don't know what to think of that. Part of me is annoyed by Kalei's flippancy. The way he dismisses my suffering with a few easy words. And yet, part of me is also strangely reassured by his nonchalance. As I'm mulling over that statement, we reached my building. I fumbled my ID card out of my pocket and swiped it through the reader. Thank you. I waved to Kalei and shut the door, his words ringing in my ears. I groaned into my pillow. I can't believe what I did last night. In front of Kalei, of all people.
I bet he's gossiping to all of his friends right now. The weirdest thing happened to me last night. A freak had a complete breakdown in the middle of the main plaza. Crazy, right?
I did not have a complete breakdown in the middle of the main plaza. Make me so mad I can't even English. The blonde man dangles the phone in front of my face. Give me back my phone.
He texted you. Shouldn't you hurry and see what it's about?
I'll see what it's about at my own pace. And I'm gonna be going through my phone. I bat the phone away and turn around. I want to stop time. I want to curl up in a corner and hide forever so I never have to see Kalei again. The phone buzzes once more. But real life doesn't have a remote. I can't hit pause on it because I'm feeling overwhelmed. And I also can't mute Geist's fucking ass. I roll back over and reluctantly accept the phone from Geist. Hey, how you feeling? Okay? I was kind of worried, just wanted to check how you were doing. Do you need anything? I squeeze my eyes shut, composing myself before I reply. I'm okay. I don't know what happened last night. That sort of thing doesn't usually happen to me. I'm sorry for bothering you. Nah, don't worry. I'm just glad you're good. I was wondering, are you busy? Tonight? Me and some friends are getting together to watch a movie. It's called The Social Experiment. Wanna come? We'll prop talk, story after. There's gonna be pizza. And fun. My lips curl into a smile after our first text exchange. The he has become something of an inside of a joke.
Yes, go on, accept. Now you can put on an encore performance. You can curl up on the floor in front of Calais and all of his friends and have a complete mental breakdown. Again.
That won't happen. Last night was different. That never happens to me. There were just too many people. This is small and private. If anything happens, I can just say I need to go to the bathroom. Or something. Geist places a finger under my chin, tipping my face up so that I have to look at him.
Do you really believe that? Sure, you're going to go out with a bunch of strangers and have a fantastic time. By the end of it all, you'll be best friends for life.
I didn't say all that.
What kind of fantasy land are you living in? Has that ever happened to you? Even once?
Maybe. Maybe it would happen to me more often if you weren't around all the time. Geist's words radiate cold. They send chills running through my limbs, making the hairs on my arms stand on end.
If you say yes, it can only go poorly. You will embarrass yourself. You won't even get along with his friends. What if they start mocking you because of how socially inept you are?
If they're friends with Calais, they can't be rude like you. If they were rude like you, maybe then I'd have some issues.
Say no.
And if I don't, I'm accepting the invite. Okay. It only takes a few seconds for the phone to ding with a familiar notification. Really? Yay! I'll come get you right now. Sec. That'll teach you, Geist. When I exit the building, Calais is already there, his cheeks and ears tinged pink from the cold. He waves excitedly to me with both hands. He leads me through the darkened campus along the lamp-lit paths until we reach the student union. When he opens the doors, I'm greeted by a trio of new faces. One girl and one guy are lounging on the couch in front of the TV. Another girl is unrolling paper towels and stacking them next to a couple of pizza boxes.
This is Mari, Naya, and Asher.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Naya and Asher wave in acknowledgement. Mari hands me a plate and a paper towel. Help yourself. This one is vegan. I don't want vegan. Huh? I know I'm a ghost. She opens the oily cardboard boxes, revealing two pizzas. One is covered in tomato sauce, vegan mozzarella, and basil. The other has basil pesto, sausage, roasted peppers, and goat cheese. I grab a slice of the tomato sauce pizza. The mozzarella is especially stringy. Clinging to the cardboard as I try to extract the pizza from the box.
What drink you like? Beer or soda? Or just water?
Soda. I accept a cola. It's ice cold. I wipe off some of the condensation before cracking it open. Calais takes a slice of the pesto pizza and sits on the floor in front of the couch. I join him. The room dims and the TV lights up. On the screen, a lanky young man with a mop of curly hair filled questions from a curious reporter. It's an interesting movie. The protagonist is a college student who joins his best friend's startup. They make a social network that quickly takes over the country. However, midway through the film, it's revealed that the best friend is actually an alien who's using the social network as a way to harvest information about humanity. Okay. As the film winds down, I finished the final bite of pizza. The protagonist just barely evades his best friend's ray guns and stabs him in the throat. No, I hate good stuff. No. In the final few seconds, the protagonist staggers to the console, trying to prevent the information from being sent to the mothership, but he's too late. The film's final shot is of the console's green screen, eerily displaying transmission sent in big pixelated green letters. Calais gets up and flips on the light. Mari turns off the TV. The hell was that? Placing sequel bait? I thought it was pretty good. Really ominous.
It's a fitting metaphor for online privacy, isn't it? They couldn't stop the aliens because it can't be stopped. Once you use the internet, no matter how hard you try, your information is going to be collected and used against you.
The five of us clean up, tossing the pizza boxes and cleaning the dishes. When we're done, we sit on the floor in a circle chatting about the movie. Although, to be fair, Calais does most of the talking. What movies do you like, Althemia? This question.
Better not tell them what you really like. After all, if you tell them that your favorite series is an animated whodunit franchise for kids starring a detective dog, they'll think that you're weird and utterly childish.
I brush aside Geist provocations. I already prepared. I watch most things, but I've been watching a lot of sci-fi stuff lately. My favorite is the Eradicator series. Oh, the one about the shape-shifting aliens that take over humanity, right? Yeah. And then the main guy travels back in time to prevent humanity from making contact so that they don't get taken over.
He's not the protagonist. The protagonist is a woman he's helping.
He's the guy on the cover, though. Calais sighed.
The guy on the cover is the villain. The villain!
I really liked it, especially the scene where the guy jumps into the vat of acid to save everyone else.
That's the sequel.
Why do you always get so hung up on the details, Calais? Let up a little.
Eradicator 2 is the best one.
Eradicator Reborn is the best one. The villain wields this pair of nunchucks that turns into machine guns. I like the Eradicator 4, the one starring Holiday. That reminds me of that other movie that we watched with Holiday. And the one where she has 6 months left to live, so she decides to go find her first love. That one was so good. I was crying at the end when she found her boyfriend's last love letter to her. Ending was kind of boring, though. Just say that you wanted killer robots to appear in the last 20 minutes of the movie, Asher.
60 years, 6 months was one of Holly's best performances. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that the director made the film with her in mind. It was a crime that she didn't win the Golden Galaxy Award that year.
As the conversation meanders away from the topic that I had started with, I fall silent. Mari and Asher bicker about the sentimentality of the climax 60 years, 6 months. Calais leans over and asks if I've ever watched it, but all I can do is shake my head. Sometimes the conversation veers to movies that I have watched, and I scramble to think of something to say. Something interesting that isn't too weird or offensive. But by the time I plan my words, the others are already talking about something completely different.
Tick tock, tick tock. It's been so long since you last talked. It's just like class, isn't it? You're going to get a participation score of 0, you know.
Shut up! This isn't like class. I open my mouth trying to say something, but I soon close it again.
Given up already? Oh, you've truly got an iron will. Why don't you go join the other furniture?
Oi! I placed my hands in my lap, focusing on wiping some of the residual oil from my fingers. At this point, if I did say anything, I just earned stares of befuddlement. Who is this stranger interrupting our conversation? Better not say anything. I'll just stay quiet and wait for this get-together to end. As Naya and Mari discuss the relationship dynamics in a gothic romance film, the conversation slows down. Kalea is listening intensely to the argument, but Asher looks bored. He takes a swig from his beer before looking at me. Asher raises an eyebrow. Hey, Althemia, why are you so quiet? I freeze. I can't remember how many times I've been asked this question. What am I supposed to say? What do you say to that? Sorry, I'm quiet because I'm shy. I just don't like talking very much. I'm a bit tired. I'm not feeling it today. I don't know you guys that well, so it's hard for me to barge into this conversation. I'm actually kind of messed up in the head, and if I talk to you, you'll find out, so I'm not saying anything. There are a million answers, a million excuses, but I can never say anything. All I can do is offer a nervous laugh and say, yep, I'm quiet. Naya and Mari slowly stop chatting and look at the two of us. Kalea is already staring. I shrink under their gazes. Geist leans close, his cold breath tickling my ear.
Oh no, it seems like they found out.
Only because of you!
How long did you think that you could hide it? Your real self. You pretended to be interesting. You pretended to be a person worth talking to. But you didn't even make it 5 minutes before showing them how boring you are. What will they think of Kalea now? He stuck his neck out for you, introducing you to all of his friends. Now what will they think? They might start to think that he's a miserable failure too because he likes someone like you.
Sorry. I'm sorry for being so boring. I'm sorry for being such a killjoy. I'm sorry for ruining the mood.
You've already ruined everything. You think that begging for forgiveness will help. You're just making things worse.
Shut up! Fuck! Why are you... Kalea squeezes his beer can. The crinkling sound is loud in the relative silence.
Maybe it's because they think hard about what they're going to say instead of saying any old thing.
He prods Asher with his knee.
And why are you so loud all the time, bruh? Maybe you should learn to be a better listener.
Asher's brow furrows and his nostrils flare. He looks pissed. Oh.
Now look at what you've done. You're ruining his friendships. Kalea is standing up for you. He's getting into a fight with his friend for you.
I wrap my arms around myself, my knuckles whitening. I stare at my drink on the table, watching the condensation pool at the bottom. The same 5 words run around my head on repeat, screaming and screaming and screaming. I should not have come. I should not have come. I should not have come. I wish I wasn't here. I wish I was anywhere but here. Asher rolls his eyes before shoving Kalea in the shoulder. You're one to talk. You're the loudest out of all of us. Kalea rolls his eyes in turn, ignoring his friend's provocation.
Anyway, speaking of gothic romances, what did you think about Scarlet Tears? You mentioned that was one of your favorites from last year. We watched that a couple weeks ago.
Kalea smoothly transitions the conversation to a film that I've watched. I managed to get in a few sentences, although it doesn't take too long for the conversation to veer in a direction that I can't keep up with. However, whenever he notices, Kalea brings me back into the fold with an easy question. Asher remains relatively quiet. His arms are crossed and his eyes are narrowed into a pointed glare aimed straight at Calais. The other boy doesn't stop sulking until we split up for the evening, with everyone returning to their respective dorm rooms. I'm the only one who lives in a separate building. Calais offers to walk me back. When we're outside, I cross my arms, shielding my body from the chill. I feel strangely nauseous and oddly vulnerable in a way that I can't explain. As if someone cut a hole in my chest and left it open so that everyone could peer inside. Calais scratches his nose. He looked around awkwardly before turning to face me.
I'm sorry.
For what?
They, said some pretty insensitive stuff to you. They're not usually like that.
They were only like that because you were there. You made everything awkward.
I'll make sure they're on their best behavior next time. Don't worry.
There won't be a next time. Not after you messed everything up so badly.
I'm really glad that you came.
He's lying. They always lie. He's just trying to—
Shut up!
We all like movies, but sometimes it feels like I'm the only one who takes them seriously, you know? They're always joking around about how bad the dialogue is or how hot the actors are. Whenever I want to talk about the story or the characters, they brush me off. Even when they don't, you can tell they don't want to talk, you know? That's interesting, or, wow, you thought about it a lot. Sometimes I feel like a weirdo, like I don't belong. So it was really nice having you there. It seems like we're on the same wavelength.
He might be like placating me with soothing words, but he seems sincere. I feel the same way. I really like talking to you too. I mumble the words, barely able to get them out. Inwardly, I curse. I sound so awkward. What if Calais thinks that I'm lying or being insincere?
Feels like you listen to me. You really listen. I wanted to thank you for that.
Guilt bubbles in my stomach. I want to protest. That's wrong. I'm not listening. Not really. I'm just so wrapped up in my own thoughts all the time that I don't speak. In reality, I'm a selfish jerk who's always obsessing about myself. I don't listen to you because my thoughts are constantly screaming in my head. But when I look at Calais, his sunny smile erodes my doubts. He's genuinely grateful towards me, even if it was accidental. I did something for him that he appreciates. I made him feel heard. I guess I did a good thing. I look around. Geist is gone. We arrive at my dorm building. Thanks for inviting me. I had fun. When I return to my room, the guilt in my stomach has morphed into something else. A strange mixture of emotions. One that I can't easily define. Guilt, nervousness, humiliation, gratitude, and something almost like pride? Around a month has passed since Calais invited me to meet his friends. I lounge on my bed, scrolling through my feed. Is it Calais? I scan my notifications. It's not. Instead, I got an email. I run down to the mailroom. When I talk to the student that's manning the desk, my excitement is so high that I can't get the words out without stumbling over them. Minutes later, I'm clutching the package to my chest like it's my most precious treasure. Oh, it's the DVD we got. In my room, I carefully open the box. A DVD case covered in slightly worn plastic is lying amidst a crumpled up newspaper. Young Detective Dog, The Adventure Begins. I can't suppress the grin spreading on my face. I've been waiting to see this film for so long. I opened up my desk to search for my DVD player, but then I paused. I wonder if Calais would want to watch this. When we were talking about the franchise before, he mentioned that he hasn't watched this one. I'm not surprised. It's not available online, and physical copies are hard to come by. Should I invite him over? I've never invited anyone over. In fact, I've never invited anyone to hang out, period. When I did spend time with friends, they were always the one to reach out. Some small, deep part of my heart always believed that if I asked someone out, they would feel burdened. That spending time with me was a chore, that they had much better things to do than be with me. But this is different, right? Calais wants to see this movie too, and maybe, just maybe, he would have fun with me. I take out my phone, my fingers hovering over the try message icon. Why is it all green?
Stop.
Geist is sitting on the bed, leaning over me. He reaches over and tries to take the phone out of my grasp. But this time, I don't let go. I wrest my hands from his grip.
What do you think is happening with that guy?
What do you mean?
What? Is he your bestie? Your dear friend? Maybe he even likes you.
Maybe. How would you know anything about besties or dear friends or likes you? You spend your whole entire life prodding and gaslighting me. I don't want to listen to this. I push Geist off of me. I get up and grab my headphones from my desk, but his voice slips past the headphones, snaking into my eardrums.
Get your head out of the clouds. He tolerates you because he wants someone to go to tutoring with. If he had anyone else, he wouldn't even look at you.
Well, yeah. If he had someone else, probably. That is true. But now that he knows me, he would probably pay me some attention. Geist. I turn away and crouch down, pressing the headphones so hard over my ears that it feels like I'm crushing my skull.
He doesn't like you. He never liked you. No one likes you.
If no one likes me, then why are you just sitting here belittling me every 5 seconds? Geist embraces me from behind, squeezing me tightly. He rests his chin on my shoulder. No, get off me. You said no one likes me.
I love you. I only have your best interests at heart.
Your exact words were no one likes me, which includes you. So get away.
The world is dangerous. I'm trying to protect you.
No, you're not. You're trying to isolate me.
You can't trust anyone. They all hate you. They all wish that you would just disappear from the face of the earth.
His voice is scalding and freezing at the same time. Honey that drips into my ears, burning my eardrums like acid.
If you trust them, if you let them in, they'll all hurt you eventually.
He takes the phone out of my grasp, my grip too limp to hang on any longer.
But that's okay. I'm here for you. You only need me.
No, I don't. I don't need you. Get off me! Geist's touch fills me with revulsion, resentment, and anger. I shove him away. He stumbles backwards, hitting his head against my desk. He rubs the back of his head, glaring at me. Everyone hates you? It seems like the only one who hates me is you, Geist. Geist's eyes widen. His eyes are brimming with some emotion that I can't quite describe. It's almost like It almost looks like betrayal.
I don't hate you. I love you. I care about you more than anyone else. You're my entire world. I exist for you.
You exist for your own selfishness. You love me when you spend all day telling me how worthless, disgusting, and unlovable I am? When you do nothing but beat me down, grinding me into dust so that you can pick up the pieces? I don't know what that is, but it's definitely not love. The floodgates are open now. I blink quickly, trying not to let the tears flow out of my eyes as the words flow out of my mouth. Why? What's your game? You want me to feel small and laughable and hopeless so that I never feel confident enough to leave you? So that I will always need you? Geist opens his mouth before closing it again. He tries to speak a couple more times before he finally finds the words.
I'm just being honest with you. I don't want you to get hurt. Not when you're this fragile. Not when the slightest push will break you into 1,000 pieces.
You're the only thing breaking me into 1,000 pieces. Oh. You're the only one who's hurting me.
I just wanted to help.
You're not helping. You've never helped. The tears are gushing out now, warm droplets caressing my cheeks. All you do is make me so stressed that I'm terrified to do anything, boxing me into a prison of my own thoughts so that I can't step outside of it, trying to alienate me from the people around me. You liar.
I'm not a liar.
But you are. Calais hates me when every single thing that he has done has communicated the opposite. He says that he likes to talk to me. He invites me to hang out. He wants me to meet his friends. And yet, every single time you tell me that he's pretending, that he actually hated me all along. What kind of crazy hoops do you have to jump through to believe that he hates me after all that? What are you? Some kind of mind reader to be able to tell what he's really feeling?
No. But I just know. Besides, even if he doesn't hate you now, he'll hate you eventually. It's just a matter of time.
And if something happens later and he tells me that he hates me, so what? I'll move on. I'll live. It won't be the end of the world. I'll make new friends. I'll form new relationships. But if I'm always too scared, if I never reach out, then I'll never form bonds with anyone. I'll just continue floating listlessly through life, blindly following wherever you decide to take me. I might get hurt, and that's okay. It happens. I don't want to spend my life avoiding the things I'm afraid of. I want to spend it doing the things that I actually want to do.
What do you want to do?
I don't need to think about my answer. I want to be Calais' friend. Geist looks down at the phone, guilt marring his features. He lifts his eyes to meet mine. I stare back unwavering. He extends the phone to me.
All right. Good luck.
Jeez. I hesitate, thinking that it might be a trick, before accepting the device. It's still displaying Calais' conversation on try message. I bite my lip and send my message quickly, trying not to overthink it. Are you interested in watching a movie with me? I just got my hands on Young Detective Dog, and I thought you might want to see it. My phone buzzes immediately. Yes, I really want to see it. Right now? Right now? I wipe the tears from my eyes. I'm really in no state to see him right now. I pause before sending the next message. I've got a few things to do right now, but maybe in a couple of hours. I'll be there. Can't wait. I look up. Geist is gone.
Hey!
He sounds a little different than normal, almost overly enthusiastic. He brandishes a plastic bag filled to the brim with different snacks. Wow, you just had these lying around?
Oh no, I ran to the store really quick. I didn't know what you liked, so I got a bunch of stuff.
He rummages through the bag.
Oops, I forgot drinks.
We're in my room. Why are you the one trying to provide everything? He smiles awkwardly.
You're right, that's kind of weird, isn't it? I guess I got a little excited and didn't think too much.
We laugh together before settling on the rug. I prop up my laptop on my desk chair and I plug in my DVD player before carefully inserting the Detective Dog disc. The movie starts with a close-up of a dingy city street. Several pairs of feet pass by, splashing through the muddy puddles strewn over the cement. Calais opens a carton of cookies. He holds the box out open for me. I take one, savoring the cream-filling sandwich between two chocolate biscuits. He also opens a bag of spicy chips and sets it on the ground between us. The camera zooms in, focusing on an alleyway in the background. A dirty cardboard box comes into view. A small puppy, his fur matted with dirt and blood, lies in the box. I'm Dog. In the future, I'll be Detective Dog, but not now. Now, I'm just a poor orphan dog. We quickly become completely enthralled by the film. The animation is definitely dated, but the voice acting, performance, and the writing are mesmerizing. The plot is much darker than the other entries in the Detective Dog series, following Dog as he is falsely accused of stealing a rich cat's pearls. On screen, we watch Dog's interrogation. Dog stays quiet as the policeman tries to emotionally manipulate him, promising a warm bed and food if Dog fesses up. I fumble a chip out of the bag, enjoying the spicy sweetness. I reach towards the bag again when Calais' fingers ghost over the back of my hand. I freeze.
Sorry.
Uh-oh. He jerks his hand back, awkwardly readjusting his hat. His ears are red.
I'm a little nervous.
A little? Oh, I want to so badly, but no, it's okay. It's okay. I'm nervous too. Clay hides his face. Ow. Why'd I get bonked? Because I said it's okay? We'll go back. I swear. That's why I saved. Also, I'm hydrating. See? We'll go back and kiss him. I swear.
It actually makes me happy to hear you say that. I thought I was the only one feeling this way. I guess that we can be nervous together, then.
I can't stop a smile from creeping onto my own face. We can be nervous together. I like that. After our introductory computer science class ended and a new semester started, Calais and I remained close friends. We often eat lunch together and we watch movies on the weekends. Nowadays, I invite him to hang out as often as he invites me. Our unspoken rule is that whoever does the inviting gets to choose the movie. I've gotten to know Calais' friends better too. Mari is a sweet girl who's always caring for others like a mother hen. Naya is level-headed and unflappable with a penchant for sarcasm. Even Asher isn't a bad guy once you get to know him. He has a tendency to blurt out whatever is on his mind, and he's a little immature, but he's genuinely caring and has his moments. I find myself striking up conversation with other classmates too. We don't become fast friends, but we exchange a few friendly words. Sometimes the interactions are as smooth as butter, and sometimes they're as rough as sliding across sandpaper. But that's okay. I feel myself changing little by little. That man didn't vanish completely. But whenever he tries to drown my ears in nervous prophecies, I don't respond. It's difficult to ignore him, but he's quieter now, less insistent. His rhetoric has changed a little too. He no longer speaks exclusively in apocalyptic foretellings. Sometimes he watches me open up my 4th cup of instant noodles of the week and says, "That much sodium can't be good for you. Why not cook something?" When I'm on the couch scrolling mindlessly through social media, he sits next to me and leans to my ear and whispers, "Going for a walk would be better for you than lazing about at home, wouldn't it?" As I sit at my desk browsing through online shopping portals, he sidles up from behind me and shuts my laptop, saying, "You know you don't have room for frivolous purchases in the budget right now." His tongue hasn't lost its edge, but those lectures only bring me mild annoyance, not fear. Sometimes I actually take his advice, and sometimes I tell him no. On the occasion, he falls back into his old habits, reciting old lines. "They don't like you. Everyone hates you. You do nothing but ruin everything." But he says them less and less with each passing day. There is a man that follows me. He's always watching, and sometimes he whispers in my ear. I wonder if he'll ever go away. He probably won't. And that's alright. Aww. And look at the little... For anyone who has mental health struggles, know that you're not alone. I hope that you all have more days where Geist is a little quieter than usual. Okay, that was cute. What? Hold up. I didn't say where I wanted to continue, but I guess we're continuing here. I'm not kissing. I reach over and place my hand on his, squeezing it. Then I turn towards him. Ow! I said we're kissing him! I hover in front of Kalei's face just long enough that he can sense my intentions. His eyes widen, but he doesn't pull away. I press my lips against his. It's only for a short moment, but his skin is warm and soft against mine. I pull away just as quickly, burying my face in my hands. Somehow, I had gone drunk on chocolate cookies, spicy chips, and orphan animated dogs. Kalei turns away from me. I want to scream. I ruined it. Good going, Althemia. The second that you tell Geist to get lost, you decided to act like a creep and a pervert. I could really have used that jerk's intervention if I had known I was going to do something this stupid. Now Kalei really won't want to be my friends anymore, and he'll feel too awkward to stop the movie, so now he's going to be stuck here with a deviant. Kalei tentatively reaches his hand out. He places it over mine, interlacing our fingers. He squeezes my hand. Yeah! Oh, he's just so cute! Okay, hang on. Gotta fast forward all that stuff because it's the same. Okay. I'm not looking forward to this one. I am not looking forward to this one. Thank you for the stretch. Geist's touch is chilly, but it's comforting at the same time. It feels like I'm lying in a blizzard, watching the snow pile on top of me until it entombs me in a blanket of ice. I turn around and bury my head in Geist's chest. He stiffens, as if he didn't expect the affection, but he accepts me. He strokes my back, resting his chin on my head. Is it okay that I'm a mess?
Of course it's okay. I'll love you no matter how messed up you are.
Is it okay that I ruin everything? That I make everyone unhappy? Not everyone will hate me eventually?
It doesn't matter if you ruin everything. I'll be there to dry your tears and pick up the pieces. It doesn't matter if everyone hates you. I'm here. I'll always be here.
I really don't like that. His voice is soft and gentle, softer and gentler than I had ever heard.
You're perfect the way you are. You don't need to be someone that you're not. You're not a social butterfly or a party animal. You like being alone, and that's okay. I wouldn't want you to change for anyone. You're happy right now, right? Just as you are, with me.
He strokes my head. I breathe slowly, my lashes fluttering against Geist's cashmere turtleneck. I don't know if I feel happy exactly. I don't feel any pangs of dopamine coursing through my brain. No sparks of excitement. No soothing serotonin. I just feel a little dull. Like everything is far away. And I'm only attached to my body by a thread. It feels as if Geist embraced is protecting me from everything, including my own raw thoughts and feelings. At least it doesn't hurt. I guess that I feel calm. Is that what being calm feels like? I don't know. I don't know anymore. I just nod. When Geist feels me move against his chest, he leans down and presses his lips against my head.
That's right. You're happy. You're just accepting yourself, and that's okay. You're perfect. I love you the way you are.
I ended up offering to lend Calais the DVD. He accepted it happily, and after he watched it, we had a lively discussion about Young Detective Dog. After our introductory computer science class ended and a new semester started, my text with Calais slowed down to a trickle. We didn't have any reason to keep chatting, so we just text each other every once in a while. We don't share any classes either, so we stopped meeting entirely. I still see him around campus sometimes, but I never say hi. And so whatever relationship we had mostly withered away. Human relationships are fragile like that. If you stop watering them, they waste away in an instant. Clay wasn't any different. He was the same as everyone else. But Geist is different. He never leaves me, even if I don't see him. I know that he's there. I lie in bed, my head resting on Geist's lap. It's a sunny spring Saturday, but I feel oddly tired, so I decided not to go out today. On my laptop, Dog runs from the police, taking refuge in the shadows of a bridge overlooking a canal. This is the 7th time that I've watched Young Detective Dog, The Adventure Begins. Although it was exciting to watch the first time, now it's more of a habit. I can remember each line of dialogue, each twist and turn in the story. Somehow, I can't bring myself to watch new things nowadays. It's emotionally exhausting, getting invested in new characters and not knowing how things will turn out. So I bask in the comforting familiarity of old movies and shows. My phone buzzes. I check the screen. A text from Calais. I consider answering, but I put the device down without reading the notification. I'm too tired to respond right now. I'll answer later. Geist smiles and takes the phone. He leans over and places it on my desk out of reach. He places his hand on my shoulder. His presence a soothing weight. The movie passes by in a blur. By the time I know it, we're already on the last scene. After successfully taking down the real culprit, Dog is approached by the wealthy cat lady who would become his master. He puts on his hat and looks into the distance. I don't know what will happen to me from now on, but I know one thing. I'm not just a poor orphan dog. He gets into the cat's car, and the screen fades to black. The credits start to roll. I shut my laptop, not bothering to pause the video player or put the DVD away. I get up and start rearranging my blanket.
Are you sleepy? Thinking of taking a nap?
Yeah. I get under my blanket. I hadn't bothered changing out of my pajamas today, so I don't need to change my clothes. Geist lays down next to me, pressing a kiss to my temple.
Good night. I'll be here when you wake up.
It's okay. This is just the way I am. This is me. I like being alone. Alone with Geist. Geist wraps his arms around me and sighs, his breath tickling the back of my neck.
It's okay. Even if no one else likes you. Even if they tolerate your presence. I love you. I'll never leave you.
As I lie under my blanket, wrapped in that man's embrace, a heavy fatigue drapes over me. Somehow, nothing seems to matter anymore. And that's alright. Yep, I hated that. Just what I thought. Hated that. I did really enjoy this game, though. Like, needless to say, it did bring tears to my eyes a few times. I felt myself in those situations, having a Geist on my shoulders. There have been multiple times where I've gone through sorry spiels where I just start apologizing nonstop for everything. So, yeah, I definitely could relate to a lot of the things that happen in this game. But I definitely like the Calais ending where we kind of overcome that anxiety and we get to experience happiness of being with people and to be around people and just to not worry about, all those shenanigans.